In just over a week, South Carolina's public schools will be under new leadership.
Republican Ellen Weaver will take over as Superintendent of Education, succeeding Molly Spearman, who's retiring after not seeking re-election.
State House reporter Mary Green sat down with Spearman as she looks back on her 2 terms in office.
It's very difficult to walk away because I've been so involved in education policy my entire career. But it was time, and I'm at peace with it now, and realize it's time for someone else to put their mark on education in South Carolina.
For the last 8 years, that person has been Molly Spearman, a former Saluda County teacher, state representative, and by next week, former state superintendent.
Didn't plan it, never set it as a goal to be state superintendent, but in my faith, I believe God was preparing me with all the different things that I did so that I would be well prepared for this moment in time, and I'm thankful that I was.
In your terms, what was the hardest decision you had to make, besides the decision to retire?
Well, that was probably one of the hardest. You know, there have been a lot of them. COVID, actually, you know, all of the work during COVID was very, very difficult, so I'll push that aside. I think some of the decisions that I made to go into school districts and take over management or to close a school, because I know my own high school was closed not long after I graduated, so I know how much people love their school and what it means to a community.
But Spearman stands by those decisions, saying obstacles like decreasing enrollment and trouble finding teachers, combined with the proximity of other schools, made the consolidations of 11 school districts across South Carolina the right call.
Are there any decisions that, if you had the opportunity to make them again, that you would do something differently?
Honestly, I can say no.
But one, she says, was misunderstood.
Can I get an amen?
Her choice to not march alongside thousands of teachers outside the State House in 2019 as they demanded better working conditions. That day, a school day, Spearman subbed in for an absent teacher in the Columbia area.
I don't regret the decision. I still believe that it should not have happened during school hours. And I told the group that I would be there if it were after hours, but I would not support closing down schools for that purpose.
Did that affect your relationship with teachers at all?
Some teachers, with some, you know, read social media. Some are saying good riddance, glad she's gone. That kind of hurts a little bit because I know how hard I've worked for teachers all my life and what we have been able to accomplish.
Among those accomplishments, she counts getting the statewide starting salary for teachers up from less than $30,000 when she took office to now $40,000, though she believes it should still be higher.
What are your proudest accomplishments?
Well, I can say with no doubt that every decision that I have made has been in the best interest of students.
Spearman also touts securing millions of dollars from the state legislature to replace most of the state's aging school bus fleet, the nation's oldest, after multiple buses caught on fire with students on board. In the last 2 years, she also persuaded lawmakers to put hundreds of millions more in the state budget to rebuild and renovate old school buildings in poor and rural districts that lack the tax base to afford these upgrades on their own.
I hope that folks will see that Molly, when she was state superintendent, she tried to put a real focus on the good things of public education and to give opportunities, more opportunities for every student in the state, no matter where they live, so that they could be successful.
Now her career devoted to that cause comes to a close.
What will you miss most about being involved in education day to day?
Being able to go walk into a school and see the kids and just see how wonderful these teachers, how hard they're working, and the accomplishments that they're making with their students. It is a beautiful thing to see when you walk into a school and you can feel the love and support and the happiness.